Hello and welcome to the Dragon Warrior Randomizer 2024 Winter League. We have a Week 3 race for Group 11 tonight. This is a vodcast, which is how we are able to have jkoper both racing and joining me in the commentary booth. Hello, jkoper.
Hi, I'm looking forward to this. How are you?
It's doing good. It's a nice day. Nice day to, see some Dragon Warrior, which is why
Yeah,
we have 3 races today.
the snow has pretty much melted around here, so good day to stay inside, I guess, and take advantage of the nice weather. Um, yeah, coming into this race with 2 points was feeling a bit desperate for sure. So, don't want to just give up on this league. Want to try to make the most of it. So
Yeah, the
just
winner will get
go for it.
The winner will get 5 points, so they will be very much in the heat of contention, and even the second and third place will still have a chance. They'll just need to do a lot more work. Well, I mean, I don't know the mathematically, but maybe. Um, but yeah, this is going to be a Threes Company race, so the goal, unlike usual, is not to beat the Dragon Lord, but to go accept his offer while holding Princess Gwaelin. The one caveat is we will be having Stair Shuffle on, so you don't really know where anything is going to lead.
Yeah, stair shuffle and shuffled chest locations. So
Yeah, that one's also going to be a big potential issue.
right.
Along with that, we have treasure guards on, so you'll know if a chest has a key item by if there's a treasure guard on it. And we also have small maps, speed hacks, and alternate run algorithm with easy Sharlock, which hopefully will not be flashing the urge to say easier today.
All right. Starting with a fairy water and an herb and radiant, which is not immediately helpful, but it's very nice for stair shuffle. So if we are exploring any of the deep caves, we have that at our disposal. I went back and saved immediately because we got this fairy water, and I don't want it to go to waste. I want to try to take down something big with it. Only got 7 strength to work with, so
Yeah, it's gonna be potentially very huge. Ooh, Sawney. Oh no, Sawney didn't save. Used it on a Metal Scorpion, but didn't get the kill with 14 damage, and will now be heading back to Tangential. That's one of the dangers of using it without saving.
yeah, that was definitely something we discussed later. I also went for this Metal Scorpion here.
Yeah,
It's not kind to me.
yeah, it feels bad when you're at 7 strength or any low strength really, and you get the 12 roll on it, and you're like, well, I've got to try swinging at it now, but also I know this isn't gonna work.
I mean, you never know. I've certainly crit things less crazy, so
Ooh, and the second target was a Scorpion with Heal More.
yeah. I have no idea what happened there. I've never seen that happen before. Like I reset once to the game and then I pushed reset again and it went to my loading screen. So that was very odd.
Yeah, ouch. I would not want that to have happened during a race, because that would be terrifying.
Looks like cparsley is working on this ghost here. Gonna take him down for experience.
Yeah, so that'll put both of you at level 2. Didn't seem to be much on that level 2, but, every little bit helps when you're at 7 AP.
Yeah, we weren't really in much better position. There wasn't a whole lot of good enemies to kill around the start. just the spare Draki, maybe. But I was hoping for something a little faster. Especially something that always irritates me is when there's no fast encounter zones to stuff on, like the tile types.
Yeah.
You know, I want to grind on either hills or desert if I can.
Yeah, but it looks like pretty much every higher encounter tile than forest is going to be in a non-starting zone, which is rough right now.
Yeah. But at this point, I see this cave. I'm gonna check out that and see if it gives me any quick benefit, I guess.
Assuming the draws will let you make it there. Meanwhile, it looks like cparsley has reset, got to level 2, but then used the fairy water, tried to take on a poltergeist and didn't quite manage it. And like, you can't really blame him. Like once you kill, once you get to level 2 and use the fairy water and know that no help is really coming, it's really tough not to justify just resetting and trying to use the fairy water on something bigger.
Yeah. I wish he does get that. That was a quick kill of that scorpion, so it definitely paid off for him. I was surprised that he reset there, but it worked out well for him. Gotta give him props for that. So after finding that Rainbow Drop Cave, I looked south just a little bit and found coal. And the first thing I did immediately, because I don't want my gold to go to waste, I bought a couple of these torches so I can take down another enemy. You know, maybe ideally a metal slime, that'd be good, or metal scorpion, I mean. But
Yeah, those torches could be very well be key because it's really hard to go killing things with these stats.
Yeah. And found that there's a werewolf on the square there, so we'll take care of that at some later point. You know how cparsley has found Rimuldar. Talking to that guy for some reason, that was interesting. But can't do a whole lot here with no gold. So Rimuldar and Hawksness right next to each other up here to the north.
Yeah, random chest locations. So it looked like he was probably going in there to check the chests, and then once he saw there was no chest, this decided to meme. There was one chest, but it was behind a locked door, so can't quite get to it yet.
Yeah. So I took down a scorpion there with my torches that I bought, which left me at 32. And this Draki is exactly what I need for level 4, which is fantastic news for me because at level 4 we get heal and we get hurt more. So
yeah, even without those, it would have been a good level comparatively, but like that blows the gates wide open, especially considering Hawksness is nearby, keys are nearby, so if you can keep your money using hurt more, you can very quickly get access to a lot of chests. Meanwhile, cparsley checking the shop. I didn't quite see if he bought anything or what it was. Ah, some clothes. Always feels bad when that's the purchase you gotta make, but sometimes you gotta make it. Meanwhile, Sawney has finally gotten out of level 1 jail, but sadly is now in a situation where he's just going to be stuck in a new level 2 jail. Not finding coal is really painful in a seed like this early on.
yeah, I'm not sure how much coal made a huge difference. It was just nice to buy the torches to have a means of offense, I guess. But otherwise there wasn't a whole lot that I did there. At this point, I'm looking for something to get a big chunk to use hurt more on, and I'm getting pretty unlucky.
Wraith is a pretty good enemy, though the back attack with Stop Spell could have been disastrous. Well, not disastrous, but certainly not what you'd like to see. That said, that'll get you to level 5, which has a pretty nice hit point bonus. Meanwhile, Sawney made it to the Spike Tower, I think, at level 2, but obviously impossible to beat anything on there at level 2, and especially not an Arbor Knight. Well, not especially, but...
Yeah, it seems like just a knowledge quest right there. And then I go back to Cole and take out this werewolf that was on the search tile and find the token. So, one of 3 items that we absolutely need to complete the seed.
Yeah, since this is Three's Company, you don't need the sword really, and you technically don't need the armor, although it certainly is nice going through a bunch of stairs. But those 3 trading items are still absolutely required. Unrequired and unwelcome is that red dragon back attack with DL2 breath. Vanilla abilities, so... Well, no, wait, no it isn't. Don't know why I said that.
Maybe getting confused with next week.
Yeah, I ran a week 4 seed earlier today, so I think that was probably what got me. cparsley managing to, now that he's got hurt more, get in and find his own bit of Wraith to get level 5. And also wanders into Cantlin.
Did have money, so I went and picked up some keys. Gonna check this chest, of course. Basically, vanilla wings. Just moved over a bit.
Yeah, could potentially be very useful. In a seed where maybe you don't get return, or just don't have the MP to use it after you rescue the princess, that's a potential tool to get back to safety, depending on where everything ends up.
Taking out this Axe Knight first try in Hawksness, which is always nice to see, of course. And nothing for the reward. So we still have 2 more things we need to find.
I think the real reward was the Axe Knight we tried to grind along the way, but the survival and then the big swing to take you down. Oof.
Yeah, that was a 41. That's pretty rough.
Meanwhile, cparsley has now saved up enough money to get his own keys. Sawney, meanwhile, is still just stuck in that level 2 jail. There's really not much killable at level 2 beyond these ghosts, and you can basically only take out a very limited number.
Yeah, ghosts and the Drakes, the scorpions are way too much to handle.
Ah, yeah, I didn't even notice the Drakes there.
Got the fairy flute in Cole, but not on the tile. It's instead in that chest in the corner there. So
they decided to move it.
Yeah. Apparently it got lost out of the chest and they put it away.
I think DK just tossed it out of the search spot, the chest, to try to hide it, to keep anyone from picking it up. Meanwhile, DK is around in the overworld. Speaking of DK, and that's kind of annoying in this situation, because the agility at level 7 still is pretty bad, and obviously you can't hurt more DK with any regularity.
Yeah, and they have hurt more, and I think sleep maybe too. So I don't know, just unpleasant. Anyway, we got some stones of sunlight in the treasury, and a second search spot in the treasury, which is going to give us silver heart. So we are done looking for things, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if you run over a chest and it gives an encounter, maybe you check it for armor. Maybe if there's a quick check, you grab it. But like beyond that, like there's pretty much no reason to go I mean, I guess maybe you want some herbs or a dragon scale or something like that, or some incidentals if you're just there on the chest anyway. But like, this is exceedingly jet for this flag set even.
Yeah, potentially we don't have to dive any of the cave systems whatsoever. So, and I got to kill that gold man there, which gave me a bunch of gold to buy keys and stuff. So that's nice.
Yeah. Treasure guards can actually be a not inconsequential boost to resources, both XP and gold. Meanwhile, staff cave under the castle, so that's basically only one thing left to find because I don't think you've seen Jerk yet. I don't think it's been on screen anywhere.
No, it's right near start.
Oh,
Actually,
and I just
that was
forgot
the
it.
very first cave that I saw to the south.
Oh right, yes. So yeah, basically every bit of homework now done for you. Meanwhile, Sawney has finally gotten out of level 2 jail. Level 3 obviously doesn't have the hurt more, but it does give you the ability to take on things a lot faster and with a lot more regularity.
Well, technically, I still do have to find both Swamp Cave and Sharlock, so those are things that may be hidden.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. The seed will surely be kind in every single way, right? Meanwhile, cparsley manages to get his stones in Silver Harp, and we'll be going down to trade the Silver Harp in right here. So a lot of the homework done for both of you now. Man, those scorpions having heal more is just such a bummer, and Sawney is gonna try swinging through it, but it is not looking like a good proposition.
Yeah,
Oh,
that Corski is lucky, but he got it. He got it. Does that get him to level 4, and then he gets his hurt more finally? That's huge.
and it may feel like how long you guys have had level 4, level hurt more, level 7 now, that like Sawney is really behind. But again, like all the trading items are literally right here.
Yeah, I can see some stuff over to the west there. I think a couple different caves were on screen, but no immediate path to get there. So now about to go walk around and see if we can get there. I think.
Oh dear, see Parsley grinded the Staff of Rain. I can't remember what that does.
It gives you a bunch of staffs of rain. Yeah.
Just clogging the inventory forever.
Yeah, he said he had like one free inventory spot to work with the whole seed.
Ooh. Well, on the upside, maybe he won't pick up the flute. Except, that might not be an upside depending on what the spike tiles are. Now, the other interesting thing about this seed so far is that while it does seem very easy and sword isn't really required, if either of the spike tiles is something you can't hurt more, then this low strength and lack of weaponry could really come back to bite people in the end still, which is one of the things I imagine is going through your head right now when you're checking the coordinates here. Is armor or sword would probably still be pretty helpful, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Those things are always helpful in some seeds more than others, but 37 north, 33 west seems pretty countable, and we know if it's something useful, it's going to have an enemy on the tile, which makes it easier to identify that we've got the right coordinates too. So
Yeah, sometimes if you're sure on, I guess I don't like doing that myself, but if you're sure on one coordinate, you can basically just walk a line on it and see when you get an encounter. And if you mess up your count, then you can just do an easy grid just to see where the encounter is. See, Parsley not quite managing to take that Spectre out. Without a weapon at 30, it's just hard to swing it too much of anything beyond the early game and manage to do real damage.
yeah. At this point, I really wanted to go to the west to get to those caves that I had seen, but just figuring clearing out this little area here, determining that it was a dead end.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it feels bad to leave locations, I imagine, that you know something is there, but at the same time, neither of those caves is Sherlock, and you do need that too, so might as well just full clear this area of the map first, right? Meanwhile, another death to the red dragon, this time by cparsley. That DL2 breath could also factor very heavily, even if it's not on a spike tile. If that's in any of the shuffle, then potentially a big pain to deal with without armor.
Yeah, I think I got a little lucky with the red dragons. I hadn't seen one yet to this point, I believe. Even though I'm in red dragon territory right now.
I think when red dragons have DL2 breath or sleep, everything is red dragon territory. They can go where they want.
So finally found a path to the west. Was getting skeptical that one was going to exist. Thought maybe I'd have to go around or to the other continent or something to get to these caves over here, but it's heading south, so it looks like it's going the right direction.
Yeah, small map, so you know your location, the location you're searching for can't be too far away. So that said, the map still can get really weird even in small maps.
Yeah, cparsley takes down his werewolf and gets the token out of Cole.
And also knows exactly where Jerk is, so that'll be a really quick homework done by him. Meanwhile, Sawney is finally getting access to keys, which probably feels a bit bad, but again, once you have Hurtmore and keys, it won't take long, assuming that Armor Knight doesn't kill you, it won't take long to get through things.
We see cparsley desperately trying to drop a Staff of Rain.
Oh, and he picks up the fairy flute for a torch.
Wait, is that okay? Oh, he's got all the items now, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's got all the items, but that does mean he won't be able to have. I mean, it's not really important to pick up. Say, well, I guess he now has the inventory space again because he traded it in. But
Yeah, a little bit, but not a whole lot.
suffice to say, hoping that you get repel right now because you're certainly not going to carry much fairy water.
I don't remember where I was at the end there. Did I go through Swamp Cave?
I don't think you'd found it yet.
Yeah, it was not watching me there, but
Yeah.
I decided at some point to go back to start and count.
Yeah, it is. Should be a pretty easy count. A bit of swamp tile, and I think actually there may be some dangerous enemies in this direction. I think we've seen a red dragon somewhere over there too. Speaking of them, they take out cparsley again. But overall, there's like towns right in the middle of the way for healing if you need it, and also just for nice landmarks, so it should be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right there, is marking this town as a landmark, so I can count from that.
Meanwhile, Sawneyrath has picked up both the items in the treasury. Does not have token yet, I believe, but we'll be trading in the harp here and won't take too much longer to get to Cole and kill that werewolf. Nice enemies to see along the way for the count, at least. Getting some nice experience to pad your lead.
Yeah, so far so good. Although, I think at some point I lose confidence in my count here. We'll see.
Looks like it's probably going to be across the water here, which might be what causes you a bit of confusion, because having to dodge those couple tiles and then go all the way around and back to the count can be a bit of an annoyance sometimes.
Or maybe I lose confidence for a different reason.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't have the means to kill this wizard, really.
Oh.
So I kind of just... Let's put that off for a minute, I guess.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. With this strength, you basically aren't doing anything. The one thing you could do with this HP, I guess, is pick up Fairy Water, but like you'd have to go all the way back to Cantland for that, and I think it was a little bit out of the way.
It's actually kind of on the way to the count, so
Okay.
not something I really considered. I'm not sure how well that would work because he's going to be hitting me pretty hard. But I guess here I'm going to check for some chests in Swamp Cave and maybe see what the spike is. Or maybe I'll just die to this blue dragon. That's fine.
The Blue Dragon definitely agrees that that's fine. Meanwhile, Sawney is managing to check the Nothing Burger that is the Hawksness Spike Tile, but we'll take a little bit extra of experience off it. And cparsley will be trying to manip away from his third red dragon death, I think, at least, but will not manage it.
Yeah, I think at this point I decided that it was best to just go and do a little bit of grinding here. If I can get away from the blue dragon yet again.
Proceed with early Hurtmore and all the items immediately extant. This is certainly proving to be a bit of a cruel seed in terms of the enemies that you can hurt more, but it's really hard, or the enemies that you can't really hurt more, because you can, of course, hurt more blue dragons, but they can also laugh it off pretty easily.
Yeah, I didn't really feel like taking the basically 1 in 4 chance to kill a blue dragon with a couple of Hurtmores. So
yeah, this level of HP makes it a bit easier than it would be otherwise, but it's still just such a time and resource sink when you can just try to get away from it and get to this bite tile instead, and much nicer and gooier a center, as it were. Speaking of, Sawney is also doing the same thing. Had the same idea. I still don't think he's picked up token, but again, that it's basically just a screen or so away.
yeah, all of the plot items are within a screen of start. So, and the caves to turn them in.
Ooh,
pretty easy in that respect. What was that?
I just noticed the strength boost. How did that feel?
I thought, well, I'm gonna go fight that wizard now and see what he's got.
Yeah, if the wizard is guarding armor, this is basically that's a lot of, with 101 HP and armor. That's a lot of tankiness to have right now. Speaking of, though,
I don't know why I swung at that Maggior. I think it was a missed input, but it turned out okay. Obviously, I mean, if you're gonna crit, then just swing every time. Obviously, so
yeah, I think it might have been terror the thought of red dragons being on this path. Since isn't this also the path that you have to take to go further in the seed, basically, or am I mistaken on that?
Yeah. So Swamp Cave is over in this direction as well. There might be another way to it, but yeah. Right. I want to have full health going into this wizard fight. He's not being very cooperative, so running away a couple times and I actually forgot to heal up before the first time I fought him too.
He does not. To be fair, 39 agility is, again, still really, really bad, which is the one caveat to this whole thing. Even if this is armor, I mean, it certainly helps a whole bunch, but man, going to the stair shuffle, potentially a lot of Sherlock to dive with 39 agility does not feel good. The other aspect of that, although I'll let you say what this is first.
It is the sword, so not the armor, but still useful, since that is my first weapon, maybe? Or I don't know what I had before that.
I think it was. I think the only shop we really seen people buy out of, the only shops I should say, really only had armor. So I think everybody's had a little bit of something for armor, but very little in the way of weaponry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I even went to a shop at this point. I don't know. I was just focused on hurt mooring stuff, I guess.
I think you did because I think you've got like chainmail or something defensively, but yeah, like
Yeah.
I think Cole is like the easiest shop to get to and has literally only armor and shields.
So here's a moment that I really appreciated for myself. I forgot that there was no chest in this corner, so I went back to double check. There was still no chest there, but Blue Dragon was still there, and he sent me immediately back to start. So yeah, still have not seen the spike in Swamp yet.
After he finished his first meal of you, he was like, "Oh, wow, thank you, dessert." Meanwhile, cparsley might just run into the spike tile here. Oh, just a hair too north.
Oh, right there, I bought a large shield. I see. I finally had some extra money. I think that's probably what I was waiting to really do some shopping for.
Don't know that we saw a gold chest anywhere, so money, especially with these deaths, has really been kind of tight. Meanwhile, Sawney has managed to catch up, back up to the experience lead a little bit off, but he'll probably make it up pretty quickly here against this Axe Knight.
These demon knights are really pleasant.
Yeah, the one big thing right now, especially, is that I don't think we really got into it beyond mentioning that the flags were on, but easy Sherlock plus the alternate run algorithm is on, and while the easy Sherlock does help, the alternate run algorithm basically beefs up everything but the top couple enemies. The top couple enemies, namely the Red Dragon and the Armor Knight. It'll beef them up when they're in Sherlock pretty heavily. So like a lot of these lower tier enemies like Axe Knights and Blue Dragons and Green Dragons and even stuff like Wizards and Star Wyverns and Werewolves can really become a bit annoying to run from in Sherlock. And the agility is doing our racers no favors right now.
Yeah. Speaking of things that do us no favors.
Oh no!
Yeah, here's a red dragon on this first bite tile. And he's got DL2 breath. Yeah.
I think this is the first time you've seen it, but our other racers are already intimately aware of the DL2 breath.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That is a tough choice. It's basically unbeatable without Healmore, right? And that's an issue. But even with Healmore, that is going to be a tough fight to get through. And we don't have outside yet either. Oh no.
Yeah, no outside, no Healmore, no Erdrick's armor. Not an easy situation to deal with, that's for sure. But I mean, the seed had been throwing us bones left and right so far, so you gotta provide some challenge somewhere, right?
A DL2 Red Dragon without armor is certainly challenge in spades. The HP there is nice, but neither of the two spells that would certainly be good with this new knowledge. Meanwhile, Sawney and cparsley nearly simultaneously getting the coordinates.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. You gotta love when things like that happen. It's not something that you'd be aware of during the race.
It's so weird sometimes how it works out. Like you'll see people high-fiving a lot more than you'd think.
I also would have liked to stop spell. That would have been nice. You know,
Yeah.
but you work with what you got.
Yeah, DKs, as we saw there, packing 50% of both Hurt More and Sleep. Sleep is maxing out at 50%, while Hurt More can go to 75%. But still, you know, honestly,
So, I think at this point I hadn't seen Garenham yet, so I was gonna walk through here to see if it maybe backdoored into Garenham. Or something. You know, I'm just looking for the armor, basically.
yeah, like I said, it's technically doable without the armor, but like you have to basically at that point get a lot more HP and start manipping out swings from the Dread Dragon rather than breaths, which is such a painful thing to do.
Yeah. Just Breckonair here. No chests. Although I think that I might be able to pick up some extra armor here since I've got something to spare. And yeah, I think I hit the chainmail at this point, so we're going to switch it to nothing. Okay. Never mind. Maybe later.
Silver Shard there, pretty nice to have in this sort of flag set, but obviously no gold grind and no ability to stay alive even at this level, so not really much you can do to acquire that. Sawney, meanwhile, I guess Sawney was mostly exploring directions that didn't have coal because still doesn't have that token. Now doing the count, I think one of those two towns is coal, right? So.
No, coal is to the south.
Oh, yeah, coal is to the south, right? Yeah, so I guess he's been focusing up here to the north, but we'll at the very least get the sword. And again, coal is close enough where it's still anyone's game.
So I think I have almost determined that there's nothing on this second continent. But wait, there's a huge area opening up to the right here. So
It's like maybe two paths with a river, or one path with a lake in the middle of it, but real wide open.
and here I realized
Oh my goodness.
that is not a separate continent. I'm just on the west side of start. So
Yeah. So single continent hype. Sawney, meanwhile, I think died in his first attempt to count to something, so is now recounting and didn't take coordinates, or a benchmark, I should say. So we'll have to be counting all the way back to Rimuldar again. As the question in chat, yes, 3 company is basically you get the princess and go to the Dragon Lord and then say yes to the Dragon Lord's offer. The one big curveball toward that process, now that most of the racers have everything, is going to be that Stair Shuffle is going to be on and making Sharlock potentially much, much harder, potentially much, much easier.
I think that's our first Sharlock sighting of the whole seed by anyone. I just found it there to the southwest of Start, I guess.
I believe it is, and there's a town tucked right above, right below it, which, oh, and a cave.
Yeah, free chest could be something. I guess there's some scenario where that could be helpful. Maybe, probably not, but I don't know.
Maybe you get a lot of money, and that's the final bit you need to sell for the Silver Shield. But beyond that, probably not helpful. also not helpful, this sleep lock by DAK right before you can get back to the town. Oof.
Yeah, that was quite sad. And I return immediately because I'm annoyed at having to walk back there.
Meanwhile, I think I just discovered what got Sawney the first time. I forgot there are red dragons right up here, and he just nearly got by them again. Still trying to get that sword, still needs that token. But again, both are close. You just gotta manage to get to them.
I wonder how this seed would have gone if one of us would have just sat and grinded Axe Knights until heal more.
Yeah, it's so tough because like aside from the red dragon and aside from the agility being, I mean, 43 is a step up from 39, but still with this exact set of flags on, you don't like that agility for getting away from things in Charlock. So like it's tough because like the HP is so good, the AP is so good. You feel like once you get heal more, you're basically good, and you don't want to overlevel. But my goodness, everything in the overworld is just so potentially dangerous.
And I guess I don't know if either of them even has the knowledge of the red dragon in Swamp yet. So
Yeah, I don't think either of them has even seen Swamp Cave yet. Sawney is just now managing to get his Erdrick sword, manages to barely win a duel against the wizard. Honestly, I'm surprised that the deaths aren't higher. The deaths feel like they should be higher considering how much we've seen, but I guess early game, aside from Sawney, like there weren't a lot of deaths. Once you got to that Hurtmore level, it was just pretty clean sailing for a little bit. But certainly trying to venture out further, you're just running into DKs and getting slept locked, or red dragons and getting DL2 breath.
yeah, and even his deaths aren't that bad.
Yeah. Oh, does find Mountain, does immediately exit though. Gonna check this other one and find Swamp Cave finally. So second racer to find Swamp Cave. And now also the second racer to get the news.
Yeah, swinging hard on this red dragon. Had potential to take it down there maybe, but obviously did not happen. So, and he only had 17 MP left there, so it would have been pretty rough.
Yeah, no real way to get back out aside from critting probably.
I think I just got some half plate there.
Yeah, that'll definitely help out a fair bit. Chainmail to half plate is a nice upgrade. Also, a potential nice upgrade is some of these chests back here, although at this point you can basically just run over all of them as you did there and just see if they immediately give you an encounter or not.
Right. All right, so we've got the top floor of the grave here, which is 6 chest locations, and I decide I'm just gonna look and see. I don't know why I'm opening these chests. I think I had regrets there and didn't check the second one. All right, there we go.
Yeah, it's tough to get into the mindset of skipping chests that just don't have an encounter. Especially because a lot of these flag sets this Winter League, I feel like have tri-stated treasure guards. So you're in a state where you may get something from a chest. Speaking of something from a chest, though, that is a potential treasure guard.
It sure looks like one. And
Oh,
there's
and
the
the
armor.
armor.
Yeah. That is very, very fortunate because it certainly could have just been in Charlock at that point or buried deep in a cave somewhere and just happened to be right on the first floor of this last cave. So
Yeah, that is potentially game breaking there. Like apparently cparsley is in the shuffle, I believe, managed to shuffle into Mountain Cave. I don't know if cparsley went into Mountain Cave and shuffled somewhere else or shuffled into Mountain Cave from that staircase down to the bottom right. But getting potentially stuck in that shuffle could be a big time sink.
yeah, I mean, Mountain is there right next to Swamp, so I'm sure that's how he found it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get to from start. So I decide at this point that I'm going to just poke into Charlock while I'm here and see what the path might be like, since I've, grinding some more levels might be good, but at the very least I can identify a path and
Yeah,
make my life easier. I went
considering
right
you're
for
right
some reason.
there.
Yeah, there we are. So I figure as long as I'm here, maybe I'll check the spike tile. I don't know.
I mean, again, if it's a red, you preferably want to know before the fight. Beyond that, I think you still haven't seen some enemies. I don't know that anybody's seen like a golem or a stone man or a bunch of stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of potential spike tiles that could be hiding sleep or deal 2 breath as well. A lot of potential enemies that you might just want to ferret out ahead of time. cparsley manages to make it through Swamp and into Breckenary meanwhile, while Sawney is still exploring. I think I saw Sawney and Cole, so I'm pretty sure Sawney now, yep, has the token and the rainbow drop. So Sawney's pretty much caught up now, finally. Like I said, wasn't going to take long. Ooh. Red dragons on the bottom floor of Charlock. Armor Knights could also potentially be a bit of an issue, although with this AP, I can see there you were trying to swing once and get through with a hurt more.
Yeah, I'm pretty low on MP at this point, so just trying to get to this tile mostly for the information. And it's a blue dragon, so it seems pretty doable.
Yeah, you've seen a couple of them and got killed by them, but you got killed by them with, I believe, pretty much all melees, so probably feels pretty likely that it's just an absolutely ability-less blue dragon, which is pretty easy to take on with this stat set.
I'm a little sad at this point that I'm so close to the next level and I don't quite pick it up, but I'm just going to try to pick up the next level on the way to checking out that red dragon again.
I mean, hey, at the very least, the red dragon can help you out with the next level. It gives a lot of experience, right?
I mean, I would prefer to get the level before the red dragon in case it gives me heal more, because even though I've got armor, there's no guarantees here, so...
Meanwhile, cparsley finding Charlock and just popping the Rainbow Bridge up ahead of time and then going right into Garenham. As long as he gets down into Grave and checks that chest, should have an armor pretty soon, and that will mostly make up for not having sword. Obviously, bit potentially dangerous trying to get that red dragon with a copper sword, but armor will help a lot, and heal more can cure a lot of ills once you got the armor too. This blue dragon, I believe, will give you the next level and quite a bit extra, but, you know, take what you can get.
Yeah, I did manage to pick up a Demon Knight on the way, and I was like, I just need something small to get this level, and then I got a blue dragon, so, whatever. Just kill him. Did not get any spells of note. No heal more, no outside. Let's just heal up and see what happens here.
The 10 HP isn't nothing, but man, that agility is still sitting so very low at level 14 and still not having heal more. I still don't have stop spell. Still don't even have outside, so you're gonna have to beat the red dragon twice. Feels real rough.
Yeah. Well, that spell was very kind, or that fight was very kind. The 50% DL2 did not roll there. He's got heal. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know that we've seen it. I'm pretty sure you're the only one who's taken it on, but that was, I believe, the first time you had, and didn't show it off there. So, meanwhile, cparsley will manage to get armor. Curious if he'll keep diving. Looks like he might. So yeah, he's gonna keep diving. Obviously, we know from flute and death necklace being elsewhere that nothing else can be in here.
Yeah, cparsley, of course, hasn't seen the sword, so he's hoping for that here. Oh,
Does he get
the
the fighter's ring
was
from
in
the
the
chest
chest
skip?
that I skipped. That's hilarious.
Oh, that was close. Were you tracking? I'm curious. Were you tracking your damage on that fight?
No, I don't know. I think I got breath twice in a row, and I was like, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
this again. So
I didn't see too many of your rolls, but man, looked rough. This fight is just gonna be so hard to get back through. And now you see the heal. Oh,
yeah, but the heal is basically good news because I'm swinging well enough to swing through that. So
yeah, 133. I guess it actually really is an absolute blessing in disguise to have it. It'll make the fight take longer, but it'll also make the fight, kill you less. cparsley, meanwhile, did skip out of the rest of Grave, luckily, and did go in and get the Death Necklace, the wonderful useless item that it currently is from Tablet Cave. So we'll be checking out a bit of shops, still rocking that copper sword. So is going to have a really tough time damaging the red dragon. Meanwhile, you've gotten your princess in hand back to Garenham. You know exactly where the staircase down is, so you feel pretty good shape right now.
yeah, just hoping for no red dragon incidents, I guess. I still don't have heal more to work with, so
Yeah.
that could certainly go sour here. And then I completely spaced on what was going on here, apparently. And nope, the green dragon was like, no, not this way.
At least you realized it in time. Everybody has moments like that where you're on autopilot thinking like, okay, what's gonna be in this? Do I have to? How many red dragons do I have to avoid down here? And suddenly you just look up and you're like, wait a second, this is not my beautiful home.
Yeah, I was just on the normal path to Dragon Lord for a minute. I think normally I would go left most of the time anyway, and I just went right the first time in there for some reason, and that happened to work out. So I can't really explain either time entering Sherlock. So I don't know. I'm doing okay. Things are still looking okay. So it looks like cparsley is doing a little bit of a Sherlock exploration too.
Yeah, it looks like he's having the same idea you did. Just get in here and check all the staircases, look around a bit. As Slamu was noticing, the agility here is such that like you kind of really hope to have advanced knowledge of where you're going uh, before you get down into Sherlock with the princess.
Yeah, and I got really nice luck with encounters there. Ran into that Armored Knight, and it's like, I've got lots of MP left. I'm just gonna throw some Hurtmores at him.
Yeah, that's the one red enemy. Well, I guess you have the flute, so the one of the two red enemies that you really don't mind seeing right about now. And with that, you will be managing to take first place, and the juicy 5 points, along with
Yeah,
half the world.
yeah, I really needed the 5 points here, and really need at least one more five the next couple weeks. So, if not both of them.
So yeah, as Chad is noting, get your GGs out, and since you're in the booth right now, GG to you, jkoper.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Sawney has still been grinding for a while now. Basically, I think just going straight for that heal more, really hoping that it's. I mean, once you get to level 14, it can only be on 2 more levels. Get stop spelling outside, and the outside is not inconsiderate.
Yeah. cparsley has taken the other staircase now, and it's gone immediately to Mountain 2. So,
Wait, is okay? No, that can't be a treasure guard. We found all the guarded things. That's just a
yeah,
random wizard on a chest.
it definitely gave the appearance of a treasure guard. He's got to feel so disappointed that it was just fairy water, especially when it was an item. It was like fortune has a, what does it say when you find something? I don't even know.
That fairy water was very important. Okay, that was the Dragon Lord's personal stash of fairy water. It had to be guarded. So I imagine now that he's got outside and stop spell, Sawney will probably forgo the quest for another level, and just go straight out and or not. Oh wow, going all the way for Humor. Yeah, it's tough because I think Sawney has had some of the worst luck with the red dragons. I think had to do that count like maybe 4 times before I actually managed to get to it. So I think Sawney is maybe feeling a bit more gun shy than you did with all the red dragon deaths.
Does the alternate run algorithm make enemies easier to run from outside of Sherlock?
I think so. I think basically the way it works is that it makes enemies easier to run outside from Sherlock, but most of them become harder inside of Sherlock.
Right,
Uh,
but like my point being, the red dragons that I saw
yeah,
would be easier to run from outside of Sherlock.
yeah. Like technically, even with the low agility that we've had, it shouldn't have been that hard to run from these red dragons. I think Sony has just been getting a bit of the old RNG business of just a number. Probably grabbing some sort of just a little bit shy of magic armor, and also hasn't gone into deep grave. Well, not deep grave, shallow grave, I should say.
Yeah, I would try to sell something at that point. Try to buy that armor.
Yeah, now that I think about it, oh no, he doesn't have the death necklace. Oh, that's kind of tragically hilarious. The death necklace is over by the armor. If he had the death necklace, he could almost certainly get to the magic armor amount.
You know what? I was also mixing up the gold and the experience, which is a problem.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
If only you could sell some experience.
Yeah. Look at it this way: you'd much prefer to mix those up during a commentary booth than a race. Because I've certainly done it in the lather, and it's not fun. Going back to Cole, I think he's just trying to grab something better than the chainmail somewhere. But the problem is, it's pretty much just half plate in like one location, and then magic armor and chainmail everywhere else.
See Parsley working on the Red Dragon now. Does not take him down, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does find out about the heal.
What weapon does he have again?
Yeah, that's the one thing that's a problem. He didn't do the count. I think he has the coordinates, but has decided not to count them, and thus he's still on a copper sword because there's not a lot of shops that offer weaponry. I don't know that I've seen a single hand axe, although maybe that was oh no, that was the large shield there. So yeah. Oh, okay. So he has the hand axe, so that actually helps a fair bit. But still, even with that helping a fair bit over the copper sword, that's a bit tough.
Yeah, I guess see Parsley, if you're in here, you can comment on how you're feeling about this right now. At this point in the race.
You're lighting up, but we can't hear you, see Parsley.
All right, let's try that again. Yeah, I was going to sit back and just wait until the end of the scene, but since you guys said so, I'll speak up. Yeah, first of all, from the duplication of the Staff of Rain repeatedly to having to guard everything. And yes, you do find out about that Red Dragon heal, but without stop spell or anything, you can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, that's one thing where the hand axe actually makes a lot of difference. Is with the Erdrick sword, you're full stop just completely outdamaging the heal. But with copper sword, it's a bit trickier. Well, not copper sword, the
And
hand axe.
And unfortunately, if I remember, I never got Erdrick's sword because I kept missing the tile by like one space.
Yeah, I think it's one tile maybe south of the bridge. So if you just go west, just right from the bridge, and then only go south when you need to, you'll pretty much never step on that tile. So it's just kind of like
And that's
just
the
off
problem.
the way.
And that's the problem. I did that the first couple times, and then the second time I was actually on the right row, but then got soft locked by a wolf that slept me to death right before I would have hit it.
Not something you usually expect to kill you, but sleep cures a lot of enemy ills, as it were.
Yeah, it is. And then say I did. Of course, you never get to know what your opponents are doing in the race. But seeing Sawney basically going for 16, it basically came down to if I could put it all together before he could get that level.
Yeah, once you get heal more with this amount of resources, even not having the armor won't stop you. You
No,
gotta RNG it.
heal more makes this an automatic freebie. And see, there it is again, just one tile above where that sword would have been.
Yeah, we'll
At
say
this
with
point, if I remember right, I'm actually heading back to take another shot at that red dragon, trying to get Gwaylin out.
yeah, with this small map, the smaller the map becomes, obviously, like the more likely you are to just wander on top of a search spot somewhere.
And yeah, because there were a few of the races that I commentated this week where that just happened, where they would. Now, see, here's the thing: I never got to know that we were only one continent. I always thought we were two, because I never went north after coming out of the swamp cave. I always made that detour right toward Sherlock. I just got lucky when I picked that way first time I came out of the swamp cave. So to my mind, this was still a two-continent world. I didn't know that everything connected.
Meanwhile, Sawney does take his first crack at the spike tile, I believe. Did not manage to get through it. Doesn't have Healmore yet. Is about 2k shy of it. So curious what he's going to do now.
And I believe from, and Coper could correct me on this, I believe from hearing him afterwards, after that strike. I think he took one more strike and then still couldn't. And at that point, then he went back to grinding the level. Me, I believe, and say we're just about there after I get through this first level of the tablet cave, and then realizing, no, and getting back out here in just a second. Getting over to, of course, the real one, which is the swamp.
Yeah, it looks like right now he's gonna try taking a peek around for some chests, probably, but we know that there's not
Swanee
really
is in,
much
is
important.
in Mountain 1. It's going to start doing the little wrap that at least the bottom door stair exits out and dead ends quickly. Thank happiness. And I'm like, you're not the red I wanted to see. And so if I got to take it, I want a red that counts, not just in, a normal deal. And that's the thing. Sometimes you can get seeds where you rarely run into the fun police, and then other ones like this one where they were all over, and you would know they were door dashing all day long on our hides.
Yeah, there are at least 2 diagonals, swamp zone. I'm pretty sure they've been in several other zones that we've seen. They just seem to be everywhere.
And here I got lucky. I basically got nothing but strikes instead of the flame. And you can see I drew all 3 strikes instead of no flames at all to get the first through to go down to get Gwalen.
Yeah, the one big caveat is that you haven't gotten to the outside level because the outside level is, of course, 15.
Yep,
you're
so
gonna have
I
to
still
fix
had to
that all
do it
over
again. I still had to race the luck one more time, as the old saying goes. So I get right next to it and heal back up before taking that second run.
Meanwhile,
Looking
Sawny
there.
is
Go ahead with Sony.
Sawny is now deep into the stair shuffle. I don't think anyone has been nearly this deep, and he's discovering all sorts of Charlock floors, which is not a good feeling when red dragons are about.
No, it's to say I can't speak for Coper, and see their first time the luck didn't run out, so I had to run and reheal do it again. But yeah, going down that one in the mountain was about the furthest I went, other than, of course, the picking every door except the right one in Charlock. Which actually did make a little good, because then I knew once I had Gwalen, okay, the right was the only thing left. So that's where I was able to go once I could bring her back. He rolled high on the first one, but at least again, I get lucky with just nothing but regular attacks. So I do able to get through, especially with the Goshigeku there at the end.
That is a pretty clutch heal. The one downside is there's still red dragons in here, and you're getting low on resources, but
Hey,
the level will help.
do not jinx this. I say, maybe you watched ahead. Do not jinx this.
Another crit on the Droll Magi.
And you see, and especially when I got that 14 and still saw none of those spells, my mind was just like, are you kidding me? But at least I had the armor, so getting across the swamp tile didn't cost anything.
Yeah, crossing some high encounter tiles there, getting away from some wizards, but you will make it to the town and manage to heal up.
Yep, the old Brucknerary Motel 6. We'll leave the candle on for you.
Meanwhile, I think most of the floors that Sawny has seen are actually Charlock. Very little outside of Charlock has been in this shuffle, so just going through a lot of encounters. The good news is that's really giving him the experience he's going to need to just skip the armor entirely if he wants to.
See, and that right turn is the one I made the first time I came there, was so how I didn't know we were only a one continent experience. But thank God for those 2 doors I've already opened, now knowing right is right.
Yeah, it's going to be a Gonna be a tough walk, but
And
definitely
and
doable.
this was extensive. The second I went through that and immediately was dropped down, my mind was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go, 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 go."
Yeah, especially with one racer finished, you're probably just like currently in supreme panic mode, I imagine.
Yeah, I had expected at least a few levels before, but to be dropped immediately down in the basement, I was like, "Oh dear, Monty's probably already at the spike tile. Move, move, move."
Another thing that you're probably saying move at is these armor knights. You're getting a lot of these encounters.
Well, that's why I tried to run the first time, and since it didn't, then I was like, you know, just take the 2 hurt mores. I know it's going to take a few seconds, but it's a lot easier than being blocked 6, 7, 8 times.
Yeah, I don't have.
Now, I did not know what was on this tile yet, because I had not made it here before. When I saw the body of a dragon form, my mind first was like, "Oh no, red," and then I go, "Wait, wait, wait, that's blue."
Yeah, the second you see the silhouette, it's just immediate panic when there's a dangerous dragon about.
Yeah, because my mind was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I gotta luck through another red," and then I would go, "Wait a minute, that's not that color right there." And then I got lucky and Jack was running, but that still got stuck by an 8K. I'm getting stuck by everybody on the last 5 steps to Dero DL here. And now you
But
got to
with that,
remember, whole A, whole A, whole A.
yeah, it's different than usual. Luckily, your finger is already on it from talking to him in the first place. But with that, you will manage to take second place, and 3 points from that. GG to cparsley and get your GGs out in chat.
This was my first actual race, whether it be the last summer or this one, that I actually had something that was a non-last place finish. So actually, I was feeling pretty good at this point. I was like, I got a second. That's up. I'm moving up in the world. I got a second. Yes.
Congratulations.
Well, it wasn't that been behind. It's usually in most of these races to this one, I've made a rookie bonehead mistake that killed me, and I almost did in this one with the duplication of the staff rain.
You just wanted to make it rain before you won. Meanwhile, Sawney is still going through Sharlock floors. I think we've seen from this mountain check nearly every single Sharlock floor that can be outside of Sharlock, it feels like.
And if I remember right, I believe right here is where Swanee's going to go ahead and throw the forfeit flag up, if I remember from our race on Thursday night.
Yeah, at this point, not having the armor, not having heal more, you're still
And
a
that's the
thousand
thing when
and
you
change away from a
and
level.
that's the weird thing when you take a look at the spells at the end. It is 38 heals, no heal mores. Now, from how? All right. Real
Yeah.
Okay.
quickly, as I say, because that puts Cooper at 7, which is going to make him good. Me at 5, I think I'm maybe technically, mathematically still alive. But yeah, I was going to say, we look like we're going to have to get out of here because they got some more lovely VODs to do for y'all.
Yep. Seven feels better. Thanks so much for putting on the podcast for us, and but mostly for the people who hadn't seen it, of course, because we already knew what was happening. But yeah, and thanks, man.
Thank you for
Commentator.
commentating.
Yeah.
Thank you for commentating with me, and thank you for joining in cparsley. I don't know what group the next one is, but enjoy it, and enjoy the live race coming in a couple hours too. Goodbye for now, everybody.
Yeah, stay with us, everyone. I'm going to switch over a few things, and then we'll start the next seed shortly.